Hello students, welcome to Sreenath Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss the 6th chapter, which is integers from class 6th CBSE. So, my name is Karthik Nune. We are creating videos on all chapters and all subjects from class 6 to class 12th. So, please do subscribe our channel, also like and share our videos. So, without wasting time, we are going to start this session, students. So, what is our present chapter name? Our chapter name is integers. So we know what are natural numbers and what are whole numbers. So in this video or in this present session, we're going to learn what are integers. Okay, students? Yeah. So now we will see what are the different concepts are there in our present chapter, integers. After that, we will discuss each topic in detail. At the end, we will see the summary of the whole chapter. Okay, students? So now, in the introduction, is the integers. There is an introduction. And why we need integers, like introduction about like that, students. And we have find out the negative numbers, why we need negative numbers and what are the uses of negative numbers. After that, tag me with a sign. So we are tagging some sign to the negative numbers. So next thing is about the integers. So what are integers and how to represent integers on a number line. After that, ordering of integers. So how to order the integers, which integer is greater than which and which is integer is smaller than which integer. So that is the all the concepts we are going to learn. After that is addition of integers. So how to add integers. So that is the thing we are going to discuss. And next is addition of integers on a number line. So how to add integers on a number line. So after that, we are going to find the subtraction of integers with the help of a number line. So how to subtract integers with the help of a number line. So this is the whole concepts we are going to discuss in our present video, in present chapter, students. Okay. So finally our overview is completed. Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss the introduction. After that, we are going to discuss about the integers. After that, how to represent the integers on number line. And after that, the ordering of integers. So all these things we are going to discuss now, students. So we will start with the introduction. So basically, Sunita's mother is a Sunita. So Sunita's mother. So she is having a mother. So her mother, Sunita's mother, he is having 8 bananas. How many bananas? 8 bananas. But Sunita is going to a picnic with her friends. Like you go for picnic now, sometimes you and your friends will go for a picnic, or you and your friends will go to play some games like that. No, like that Sunita is going with her friends to a picnic. So Sunita wants 10 bananas. How many bananas Sunita wants? Sunita wants 10 bananas. But Sunita mother is having 8 bananas only. Then how his mother can give 2 more bananas to Sunita? So for this problem, Sunita mother had borrowed 2 bananas from their neighborhood. So neighborhood. Okay, students. So there are some relatives for us also. No, there are some a neighborhood. So who are by the side of us, our home. No, so from their neighborhood, Sunita has taken 2 bananas. So finally, how many bananas are there at Sunita's mother? Basically, she is having 8 bananas and she has borrowed 2 bananas from neighbors. So finally, 10 bananas Sunita is having. So the 10 bananas Sunita's mother had given to the Sunita. But whenever she bought bananas from the market, Sunita mother have to give 2 bananas to their neighborhood. Okay, students. So neighborhood. So for example, if Sunita mother had bought 6 new bananas from market, Sunita's mother, SUNITAS, Sunita's mother had bought 6 new bananas from market. So now what she has to do? She has to give 2 bananas to her neighborhood. So finally, 2 neighborhood. neighborhood. Finally, how many bananas? Therefore, finally, 4 bananas. How 4 bananas means? 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, students. Basically, after Sunita's mother has borrowed 2 bananas and from her neighbor and has given to the Sunita, how many bananas are there in Sunita's mother house? How many? Can you say there are 0 bananas? 0 bananas. So this is not the answer. This is not the answer. If really she is having 8 bananas, if she given that 8 bananas to her daughter Sunita, then she might have 0 bananas. But what she has done, she has taken 2 bananas from their neighborhood and given those 2 bananas to Sunita also. So she is not having 0 bananas. So how many bananas she is having? Less than 0 bananas in her. So but after whenever she bought 6 new bananas, what have basically really she has bought 6 bananas? No, but she is not having 6 bananas. Why? She is having only 4 bananas with her. Why? What happened to 2 bananas? So these 2 bananas has given to her neighborhood. So in this type of situations, we require to represent. How you will represent the 2 bananas which Sunita's mother have to be given to the neighborhood? How you will represent? Whether if you represent that Sunita mother has having 2 bananas, it's not the correct answer. But Sunita mother have to give 2 bananas. So how you will represent this situation? So I will give another situation also. Ronald goes to the market to purchase a pen. So Ronald has go to a market to purchase a pen. So Ronald is having 12 rupees. He want to purchase a pen, but the pen cost is what? The pen cost is 15. Then he can purchase the pen? No. Why? Because he is having 12 rupees only, but the pen cost is 15 now. So in this case, what the shopkeeper will do? So basically what shopkeeper has done means, basically the shopkeeper writes 3 as due amount for him. So what shopkeeper done? Shopkeeper has write 3 as due, which means he have to give 3 rupees more to the shopkeeper after some time. So he writes 3 in his diary to remember. So Ronald has have to give 3 rupees to shopkeeper. So Ronaldo, to remember that 3 rupees money, he had written 3 in her diary to remember. So but how would he remember whether 3 has to be? So what happened? He had written 3 in her notebook, but after 1 day or after 2 days, what happened? Ronald has forgot it. So whether this, but he opened his diary and see there is 3 rupees. So he got it out whether I have to give 3 rupees to the shopkeeper, or shopkeeper have to give me 3 rupees. So this is the doubt that Ronaldo has faced. So this 3 rupees is that money that I have to give shopkeeper, or that shopkeeper will give me. So that is the confusion he is getting. So how you will differentiate these 2 situations? How he has to represent the 3 to remember correctly? This is another situation. Okay, students. So can he express this debit by some color or sign? So by writing with some color, or by writing with some sign, choosing some sign, can he represent his debit? Which means he has to give it to the shopkeeper, or not shopkeeper will give. You want to clarity about those 2 situations, he may use any sign or color. Yes, he may use, students. So another situation, Ruchika and Salma are playing a game or using a number stick which is marked from 0 to 25 at equal intervals. So what happened? So basically there are two girls, Ruchika and Salma, they are playing a game. Okay students, so using a number stick, it has from numbers from 0 to and so on 25. So before they begin the game, both will place their tokens, their color tokens at 0, and they will use dice, two colored dice are placed in a bag and are taken out by them one by one. If the die is in red color, the token is moved forward as per the number shown on the throwing this die. If it is blue, so basically they are having two dice. One is red. What is students? One is red die. Next thing is blue die. So what? So these are in a bag. So before they want to play the game, they will place their tokens at the 0 position. And if suppose Ruchika is going to start the game, she has to pick one die from the bag. In bag there are two dice. So if she picks the red die, what she has to do? She has picked the red die. No, for red die, what they have to do? For red die, they have to move forward. If they get the red die, they have to move forward. So she has picked the red die. She has to move forward, and she will throw the die. And what are the number she is getting? So that much of number she has to move forward. Suppose if next time what happened after Ruchika, Salma has also taken the die. So she has also, what happened? She is also taken the same red die, and she also getting some number, and she also moves forward. So that is represented in here. So after some time, so first what happened? Ruchika has got 4 on die, and Salma has got 3 on die. So after some time, again in turn, what happened? Again Ruchika has taken one die, that is red, so he has to move forward. So he is getting a 4 points, I think. So 1 2 3 points. So on the die, she has moved forward 3 points. But Salma, he's taken the die, that is blue die. So if there is a blue die, what have to do? If you take a blue die, you have to move backward. How many steps backward? How many number you are getting on the die? That much of numbers you have to move backward. So Salma gets 4 points. Salma gets 4 points on the die. So she have to move 4 points or 4 steps backward. So she is there, and she has moved 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. But still she has to move 1 more step, which means 4 steps. But there is no 4 place in it. So how we can do it? Whether she can put the token at 0 place, it's not the correct way. Why? Because means 0 place is only at 3rd place, no. So what Ruchika has done? So Ruchika has said that you have to kept your token 1 step before the number step 0, which means here. So after that, they again changed the game, and they added blue step to the left of the 0. So now she is at the first place of the blue step. Again the game is continued. So the first place is the blue one. Suppose if you have to move 1 more step in the backward, then it will becomes blue 2. 1 more step, blue 3, like that. So in the next day, they have forgotten the blue step. So how to remember, how to differentiate, or how to show that backward steps? So for that, they have used the previously they have used the color, that is blue, but it is not good. They lost their taste, lost their blue color strip. So they now have used the sign which is negative. What it is? Negative or minus sign. To represent the numbers or the steps which are behind to 0. So in this way they have represented. So here in this way we are finding out the negative numbers. What are those numbers? Negative numbers. Why negative numbers means the numbers which are represented by minus symbol before the number are called negative numbers. So this indicates that the number with the negative signs are less than 0. So the negative numbers, these are called negative numbers. So negative numbers are numbers with minus sign or negative sign, with negative sign, and whose value is less than 0. So in this way we have come across with the negative number, students. Okay, so next thing is, so now we have seen that some numbers carry a minus sign. So finally we have, what we have discussed is that some numbers is carrying a minus sign, those are called the negative numbers. For example, if you want to show Ronald's due amount, so basically we have discussed that Ronaldo is there and he has to give 3 rupees to the shopkeeper. So how to represent it? So Ronaldo how to represent 3 in his book with as minus 3. Why minus 3 is Ronaldo has to give 3 rupees to the shopkeeper. If the shopkeeper has to give money to the Ronaldo, then he has to give plus 3, which means 3 amount will be added to the Ronaldo amount. Here 3 numbers of 3 amount is subtracted from the Ronald number. That's it, students. So here we are getting about the negative numbers. So we will use negative numbers in different cases. In the case of profit and loss, we use positive and negative numbers. So if you represent the profit by a positive number, then we have to represent the loss by a negative symbol, minus symbol. Okay, students. So if you want to represent the height with a positive symbol, then you have to represent the depth with a negative symbol. Okay, students. And if you want to represent the high temperature with a positive number, then you have to represent the low temperature, which means negative, below 0 degrees temperature, with the negative symbol, students, minus symbol. Suppose example is 27 degrees Celsius, and low temperature is here, this is the plus, minus 5 degrees Celsius, like that. Height is above sea level and below sea level, like that. Profit, so in this case, profit and loss, how you will represent with proper sign? So mustard oil, by the shopkeeper, by selling the mustard oil, he get a profit of 150. How you will represent? With a plus sign, plus 150. So he, by selling the rice, he has lost 250, which means minus 250. He has lost it, so we have to remove from it. And 225 plus 225. Why? Because profit it is. 200 is also profit plus, but 330 is that is what? That is loss, so minus. So in this way you have to represent profit and loss, height and depth, temperature and temperature. For these purposes we require negative numbers. Students. So in this way negative numbers has originated. In this way negative numbers usage and the demand has created. Their need has been created. So finally we have discovered negative numbers, students. So next thing is about integers. So until now what we have discussed in our lower classes or on our previous chapters is, we know natural numbers. We represent natural numbers by capital N. So natural number starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on, goes on infinity, like that, and goes on. And whole numbers also we know, we represent it by W. Whole numbers start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, like that. But again, this is the numbers. So this starts from 0 and goes on positive numbers. These are only positive numbers. These are positive numbers plus 0. But here we have find out the negative numbers also. In the just previous topic. So finally, what are integers? So integers are nothing but positive numbers. What are those positive numbers? Which means natural numbers plus 0. 0. So they become whole numbers plus negative numbers. What are the numbers, students? Negative numbers. So if you having the positive numbers plus 0 plus negative numbers, all these things, then we call these as the integer, students. So how you will represent the integer, students? So basically we will represent integers by a letter called Z. Okay, students, Z is the set of -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So it is having positive numbers, 0, and negative numbers. So in this way you will represent the integers, students. So if you want to pictorially represent, suppose if this is the shape of natural numbers and this is the shape of 0 and this is the representation of whole numbers, this is the representation of negative numbers, finally this is the integers. So whole integers. So what happened? If you draw this, there is only 0. If you draw this only, you take this only, if you take this only, this is only natural numbers. If you add 0 to the natural numbers, you will get this as the whole numbers. Natural numbers plus 0 gives us the whole number. So we will represent whole numbers by a box. So finally this box is the whole numbers box. It is having natural numbers and 0. These are the natural numbers, these are the 0. So next, what is integers? Integers have positive numbers, which is natural numbers 0, and in addition to negative numbers. So we will represent negative numbers by this. So these are the negative numbers. Finally, what are the integers? Integers means positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers. So we will represent it by a, finally this represents, this outer layer represents the integers, students. Okay, in that integers we are having negative numbers and positive numbers and zeros, whole numbers. Now we want to know how to represent the integers on number line. On number line, how we will represent? Basically, in a number line, there is all 0 at the middle, and to the right of the 0 there will be positive integers, to the left of the 0 there will be negative integers. So basically how we will represent natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, like that. No, these are natural numbers. How we represent whole numbers, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is the whole numbers. So 0 is the middle, and to the right of the 0 there will be positive numbers. So how we will represent the integers means, basically you will just extend it on both sides. So this is the 0, to the right of 0 there will be positive numbers 1, 2, 3, like that. To the left of 0 there will be negative numbers, that is -1, -2, -3, like that. They will go on extending, they will go on extension. So this is the representation of integers on a number line, students. So if you want to mark -6 on the line, what we have to do? You have to go to the origin and you have to move. There is a minus symbol now, so you have to move left side. How many steps? 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. You have to go 6 steps. And if you want to mark +2 on the number line, basically the same sign is plus, no, so it is positive number, it is to the right of 0. So you have to start from origin, you have to move 2 steps in the right side direction. So you will finally get the 2 point +2 mark. In this way you have to represent the integers on the number line, students. Now next thing is we have find out the integers. The integers are nothing but positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers. So how to order the integers? So here we are going to discuss about ordering of integers. Ordering of integers, students. So what happened? Raman and Imran, they are living in a village. They are having a well in their village. So that well has steps like this, and what they will observe is in summer season that well goes on down, and in the case of rainy season that well comes out, which means the water coming up and water is going down. So they want to represent it. So they have taken a glass and they want to represent it. So what they have to, they decided one day went to well and counted 8 steps down to the water level. They decided to see how much water would come in the well during rains. They marked 0 at the existing level of the water and marked 1, 2, 3, 4 above the level for each step. So what happened in this case of summer or non-rainy season? They have gone into the well and they have seen the water level is up to this level. So they have marked this level. This level is the reference level and marked as the 0. and to the upside they have marked as the 1 to 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, like that, and to the downside also they have marked as the 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, like that. So what happened, they will wait for rainy season. So after few months what happened, the water level has fallen 3 steps below the 0 mark. So what happened, water has decreased below 3 steps to the 0 level. Basically they have marked at the 0 level, but the water has decreased 3 levels, 0 mark. Now they started thinking about marking the steps to note the fall of the water level. So how they have to mark, basically to the upside they have marked 1 2 3 4 plus, like that. So to the downside how they have to mark, why, because means that sea level they have taken the reference level as the 0, they have decreased below the 0. So they have named it the 1 step below the reference level as -1, second step as the -2, third step as the -3. So they have understood that -1 is greater than -2 and -2 is greater than -3, like that, students. So now after some time they have increased to the top, they have the water has crossed the 0 level and increased to the top level, students. So this is the situation going on. Then how they can, from this how we can decide that which integer is greater than which. Suppose -4 is less than or greater than -3, what is the relation between -4 and -3? So they want to know it. So how you will know it, by using these steps. They consider that -3 is greater than -4, so you have to go more for -4. So -3 is greater than. So by seeing this you have to fill these symbols. So which is greater than 0 or -1? Basically 0 is greater than. And -50, -100, which is greater than? So -50 is greater than. -5 up to 3, -5, which is greater than? -5 is greater than. -100, -100, which is greater than? -100 is greater than 1. So in that way you have to present, students. So finally we know that 7 is greater than 4 and 4 is greater than 0. We know sequence. So which means 7 is on the right side of the 7 is on the right side of the number 4. If you see in the number line, it is the 4. To the right side of the 4 there is 7. So 7 is greater. So 4 is greater than 0. You clearly see the number line. 4 is right side to the 0. 0 is here, 4 is here. It is the right side. So the numbers which are right side are greater than 1s. That is the conclusion. So if you carefully observe, -1 is less than or 0. What is the ratio between -1 and 0? So -1 is less than 0 and 0. Otherwise, and 0 is greater than -1. Why, sir? Means that -1 is or 0 is the right side of -1. -1 is here. To the right side there is 0. So right side terms are greater than 1. No. So finally 0 is greater than -1. And -1 is greater than -2. Normally 2 is greater than 1. But whenever there is a minus symbol, we have to represent -2 is less than -1. So the value will change. Okay, students. So finally what is the ordering of the integers is? The ordering is -4 is less than -3 is less than -2 is less than -1 is less than 0, 0 is less than 1, 1 is less than 2, 2 is less than 3, 3 is less than 4, like that, students. Okay, students. So this is the ordering of integers. In this way you have to order integers. That normal cases 4 is greater than 3, but whenever there is a minus introduced, in the case of negative numbers, -4 is less than -3. You have to remember this point, students. So just simple one trick is numbers which are right side on number line are greater. Numbers which are right side on the number line are that 7 is greater than -7 or -6, whatever. Numbers which are right side of the number line are greater than the other numbers, students. Okay. So now we will do some problems, students. Example: one button is kept at -3. In which direction and how many steps should we move to reach -9? So what happened? One button is kept at -3. So you have to remember these, students. So one button is kept at -3. Suppose it is kept at -3. In which direction, how many steps should we move to reach -7? So if you want to reach -7, you have to move towards left, And how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left 6 steps you have to move, so that you will reach -9 students. So which number will we reach if you move 4 steps to the right of -6? Suppose if you are at -6 steps and you are moving 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will get the -2 by moving 4 steps towards right, students. So this is the thing, students, we have discussed about negative numbers and the integers and the representation of negative numbers or the integers on the number line. That's it, students. Our topic is completed. Hello, students. Now we will discuss how to add integers, addition of the integers, students. So in Mohan house, what happened? There are stairs for going to terrace and there are stairs to go down. So the ground floor or the thing is taken as the reference level or the O, and for the steps towards the terrace are numbered as 1, 2, 3 like that, and the steps towards the go down as -1, -2, -3 like that. So now do the following and write the answer. Go 6 steps up from the ground floor. From the ground floor you have to go up to 6 steps. How you will represent it? So basically we are going up. In the up there are positive numbers, and how many steps? 6 steps. So the answer will be +6. Now go 4 steps down from the ground floor. From the ground floor you have to move down. Towards the down there are negative numbers. So 4 steps means, so you will get -4. Go 5 steps up from the ground floor. You have to move from the ground floor to 5 steps. After that, and then go to 3 steps up further from there, and again you have to go 3 steps. So from ground floor to 5 steps it will give +5. Next, further you are going from one more 3 steps from there, so +3. Finally you will reach the 8th step, so that is represented by +8. Now go 6 steps down from the ground floor. Now we have to go how many steps towards the down? So we will represent it by -2, and 6 steps down, so -6. And then go down further, so you have to move in that direction only. You have to go down only further 2 steps. Again you will represent 2 steps as -2. Why? Because it is downside. So now what is the final position? You have moved towards 6 steps and again 2 steps, finally 8 steps. It is downwards now, -6. This is the way to represent. Now go down 5 steps from the ground floor. You have moving 5 steps, so it becomes -5. And then move up 12 steps from there. So again you have to move 12 steps. So it will becomes what we have to add, and it will becomes 12. How many steps you will reach? You have how many steps you have to move? 5 steps. No, 5 steps down. So you are here 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. You are here. Now you have to move 12 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 12 now. So we have reached the 7 +7 in the steps. So now go 8 steps down from the ground floor. You have to go 8 steps down, and then go up to 5 steps from there. You have to move 5 steps. So going down is -8. Going up is +5. You have to add both of them. If you do it, you will goes to 8 -8 position, and you will comes to back 5 positions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your place. That is how much, students? That is -3. So this is the game, students. In this way you have played it. Okay. So now we'll come to understand more about addition of integers using colored buttons. So if there is a white colored button, you have to mark it as +1. If there is a black colored button, then you have to name it as -1, students. So here 5 colored buttons, so it is represented by integer as 5. Here 3 colored buttons, so you have to represent it is -3. So, and what we have to remember is one white color and black color, you have to represent it as 0. 1 plus 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0. 0. You have to represent like this. Okay, students. So see this table and complete the table. So here 3 whites, so 3, and 2 whites, so 2. Final result is this. The 3 plus 2 equal to 5, no? So 5 colors. So 2 black and 1 black, minus 2 plus minus 1. How many blacks? 3 blacks, so minus 3. Here 4 white plus 1 white. So here plus 4 plus 1 will give us plus 5 now. Simply 4 negatives, so minus 4, and 2 negatives plus minus 2. Answer will be how much? Answer will be minus 6. Why? Because there are how many? There 1 2 3 4 1 2 5 6. There are total of 6 and they are blacks, so minus 6. So by doing it, what we observe is, if you want to add, you add when you have to add two positive integers. So two positive integers. So whenever you are going to add two positive integers, students, how you have to add those integers is just add them. Add and place positive sign. Whenever you are adding two negative integers, in this case, what you have to do, just add and place minus sign. That's it, students. So basically that's what we have done. Here plus 1 plus 5, two positive integers, we are just adding it. 4 plus 1 is 5 and keeping the plus symbol. And here two negative integers, just adding 4 plus 2 6, keeping the minus sign. That is the thing you have to remember. So one positive and one negative integer. In this case, how to deal with this case? Suppose it is the situation, there are 4 black buttons and 3 white buttons. So black buttons are represented by negative numbers. So how many there are? 4, no, minus 4. White buttons are represented by positive numbers. Those are plus 3 integers. So what we have discussed, if there is one black and one white, you can cancel them. So if you cancel these like this, how many, what is the remaining? The remaining is one black. So result is minus 1. So minus 4 plus plus 3 will give rise the answer of minus 1. Okay, students, this is the first case in it. So how you will do is, in this case, so when you have one opposite and one negative integer, you must just subtract. And what you have to do, but answer will take the sign of the bigger integer, and answer just subtract and answer and place sign of bigger integer. So in this case, what happens? Suppose in this case, so there are 4 whites, so plus 4, 3 blacks, minus 3. If you want, we will do one black and one white are cancelled, so remaining is 1, which means plus 1. So in this case, plus 4 plus minus 3, the answer is minus 1. In this case also, just subtract. So both cases, just subtract and place sign of bigger integer. So if you see, 4 minus 3 is how much? 4 minus 3 equal to 1. So we have represented 1 here, 1 here. So wait a second, students. 4 minus 3 is 1. Here only positive thing. But here it is minus 1, but it is plus 1. Why? Because here place sign of bigger integer. Here what is bigger integer? 4 or 3? 4 is a bigger integer. What is the sign of bigger integer? 4. That is negative. So we have placed the minus symbol here. In this case, what is the bigger integer? 4 or 3? 4 is the bigger integer. What is the sign of 4? That is plus. So we have placed the plus. So in this way, we have to perform the addition, students. Okay. Now we will discuss addition of integers on number line. How you will add? So this is the number line. Now add 3 and 4. Now first add. So start from origin. We have to add 3 now. So move towards the adding means move towards right 3 steps. After that you have to add 5. Now you have to move 5 steps towards the right side. So finally you will reach 8. So 3 plus 5 equal to 8. That's it. Suppose you have to add minus 3 and minus 4. How you will do? Basically, in this case, if there is minus 3 now, so if you go right side towards 3, then there will be no differentiation for adding 3 and adding minus 3. So you have to show some difference. So we are moving 3 steps in the negative side. Why? Negative symbol, no, negative side. Minus 3. After that again minus 5. If you move towards 5 to the right side, there will be no difference for plus 5 and minus 5. You have to move towards negative side. You will get minus 8. Okay students, so here 3 plus 5 equal to 8. Here minus 3 plus minus 5 is equal to minus 8. Now if you are having one positive and one negative like that, suppose first this sum of plus 5 and minus 3 on the number line. So first you have to move from origin to plus 5, that is going to plus 5, and you have to move to minus 3. Minus 3 means you have to move right side or left side. So if you move right side, then it looks like plus 3, but here the scenario is different. So you have to move left side. So when you are coming back 3 steps, you will get result as 2. So finally plus 5 plus minus 3 is giving the result of plus 2. So now again you have to move minus 3 and plus 4. You have to add minus 5. First minus 5. So from origin you have to move towards left to the minus 5. After that there is plus symbol, now plus 3. Now you have to move towards the right side. You will get minus 2. So plus 3. You are getting minus 2. Like that students. In this way you have to add integers on number line students. One simple thing students, both are having the same sign, add them. If you are having positive sign, give them the positive. If they are negative sign, give them negative. There are signs are opposite, subtract them. The sign of the resultant is the sign of the bigger integer. That's it. Next thing is, suppose if you are adding 3 and minus 3, what happens? You have moved from 0 to the place 3, and again you have moved from 3 to minus 3. You have regained that portion. That answer is 3. So what does it mean? So final answer is 0. So we called both of them as the additive inverse of each other. So 3 is additive inverse of minus 3. Why sir? Means whenever you are getting a 0, whenever you are adding two integers, then we call that both integers as the additive inverse of each other. Okay students, that's it. Now we will do some example. Find the sum of minus 10, 92, 84 and minus 15. So what are the numbers students? Minus 10, 92, 84, minus 15. First we will add the positive integers and negative integers. So sum of these two will give us as just addition. So 92 plus 8 is, that is 176 now. So both are having plus sign, so plus, like that. Now we are taking two negative integers. So whenever there are two negative integers, just add them. So 10 plus 15, 25. What is the sign? They are having negative sign, so minus. So whenever having one positive or negative, just subtract them. 176 minus 25 is how much friends? Is 1, that is 6 minus 5 is 1, 7 minus 2 is 5, 1 minus 0 is 1. So 151. What is the sign? What is the, which is biggest? 177 is 25. 176 is biggest. Sign of 176 plus, so we have to represent the plus sign. So this is the answer. So in this way you have to perform the addition students. So finally you have understand how to add integers. That's it students. Hi students, now we will discuss how to subtract integers with the help of a number line. So basically what we have done students, if you want to add 6 and 2, what we have doing in the number line? First from origin you have going to the 6, and from 6 we are moving right side. So you will get 2 steps, 6 to right side, will get answer plus 8. If you want to subtract, if you want to add positive integer, suppose if you want to add negative integer, from 6 what we are doing, you are moving left side. For positive integer, we have positive integer, add positive integer. We are moving right side to add negative integer. what we are doing, we are moving left side now. So 6 plus of minus 2, if you want to add minus 2, what we are doing, we are moving left side. Why? Because if you move towards the right side, what happens, that will becomes the 8. So which is will be no difference for 6 plus 2 is if that is equal to also 8, then there will be no difference between 2 and minus 2. So this is the right, not right answer. So we are moving towards the left. So you will get 6 minus 2, that is 4. 6 plus of minus 2, you are moving 2 steps to the left, you are getting 4. Okay students, that's it. To add a positive integer, moving right. To add a negative integer, moving left. So consider the case of whole numbers. In the case of whole numbers, if you want to add, we are moving right side. If you want to subtract, we are moving left side. That is the thing. So if you want to subtract 6 minus 2, 6 minus 2, you will get 4. You are there in the 6 and you are moving left side. 2 steps, you will get 4. So now what we have to do, if you want to sub 6 minus of minus 2. So if in this case also, basically there is a subtraction in the whole numbers. In the case of subtraction, we are moving left side. So in this case also, if you are moving towards the left side, whatever you will get 4. So but 6 minus of minus 2 also 4. But this will not be the good sense. Why? Because 6 minus 2 is 4. Then how can 6 minus of minus 2 will be 4? So this is the not correct answer. So moving left is not correct. Then wow, where we have to move? If we have to move right side. So then you will get the answer of 8. Then there is a difference between 6 minus 2 and 6 minus 2 students. Okay students. So this is the procedure students. Then you will move towards the right and you will get 8 position students. So while subtracting negative integer, you have to move right side. While subtracting positive integer, you have to move left side. That's it, students. So we are getting that 6 minus of minus 2 is equal to 8. So what is the additive inverse? Inverse of minus 2. So that is 2. So here what we have done, here subtracted negative integer. So this is the thing we have done here. Instead of this, what we are doing is we are find out the additive inverse. So now adding additive inverse. Here we are subtracted negative integer minus 2. Here we are adding additive inverse of minus 2. So how it will looks like. Suppose what is the number? The number here is 6 minus of minus 2. That is becomes to 8 on number line. Now we are adding 6 plus negative inverse of minus 2 is 2. So 6 plus 2. So we know simply 6 plus 2 on the number line. How to add number line whole numbers? Just move right side. 6 plus 2 right side. You will get again 8. So 8. Here the answer is same. So what is our conclusion is that subtract an integer from the another integer. It is enough to add the additive inverse of the integer. So adding an additive inverse of the integer is similar or equal to the subtracting the negative integer. Subtracting negative integer is equals to the adding the additive inverse of that negative integer. Okay students, that's it students. Now we will do some example. Find the value of minus 8 of minus 10. So minus 8 minus of minus 10. So basically what we'll do, from the number line we will observe where is minus 8 it is. So this is the minus 8. From minus 8 what we'll do, there is subtract. We are going to subtract negative integer. In the subtract negative integer, what we have to do, we have to move right side. Subtraction of right side. So from here we have to move 10 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you are getting this point. So answer is plus 2. So this is the first method or the second method. So minus 8 plus, what is the 8 inverse of minus 10? That is 10. So we know how to add minus 8 plus 10 is simply that is also plus 2. So this is the second method. So adding 8 to inverse is equals to the subtracting the integer, students. That is the thing. So subtract minus 4 from minus 10. How you will do it? Minus 4 from minus 10. Then what you will do? Minus 10 minus of minus 4. Simply you will do it minus 10. And what is the negative inverse of minus 4? That is 4. So we have to add negative inverse is 4. So minus 10 plus 4 is, that is minus 6. We know how to add one negative integer, one positive integer. Simply adding the two integers and taking the sign of the bigger integer. Subtract plus 3 plus minus 3. Minus 3 minus of plus 3. In this case also what you will do first, minus 3 is. So in addition to or instead of subtracting, we can add 8 to inverse. What is the 8 to inverse of plus 3? That is minus 3. So we know how to add two negative integers. That is simply add the integers, that is 3 plus 3 6, and take the sign of the negative, minus 6. So in this way we can do subtraction of integer, students. So finally our chapter is completed. Our chapter is completed, students. Hello students, now we will discuss the summary of the integer, students. So first we will see some examples. After that, what we have decided is that we need negative numbers. Negative numbers, we will represent negative numbers with negative sign. So those values are less than 0. The value of negative number is less than 0. We will represent them by a negative sign, students. After that, finally we have concluded what are integers. So integers are nothing but the positive numbers and 0 and negative numbers. So all these combine to form a integer, students, and integers are represented by z, like that, students, set off like that. After that, how to represent on number line. So basically on a number line, integers are represented on the left side of the 0, students. Okay, next thing, ordering of integers. So basically 7 is greater than 4, but minus 7 is less than minus 4, students. So 4 is greater than 3 in normal positive integers, but whenever there is a negative integers, minus 4 is less than minus 3. So numbers which are right on the, so in the case of a number line, numbers which are on the right on the number line are greater, and the numbers which are on the left side of the number line are negative, lesser, students. Okay, so how we will represent the ordering is like that only, students. That is minus 3 is less than that, all these numbers are less than and all these numbers are greater than, students. Okay, that is about the ordering, students. That is minus 4 is less than minus 3, minus 3 is less than minus 2, minus 2 is less than minus 1, minus 1 is less than 0, 0 is less than 1, 1 is less than 2, 2 is less than 3, 3 is less than 4, like that, students. Okay, next thing is addition of integers. So one thing you have to remember in the case of addition, students, whenever we have to add two positive integers, just add them and place the positive sign. Whenever you have to add two negative integers, just add them and place the negative sign. Whenever we have to add one positive and one negative integers, just subtract them and place the sign of the bigger integer. So see which is the bigger integer, 4 or 3. So what 4 is the bigger integer. What is the sign of the 4? Here it is minus. So we have put it minus here. In this case, out of 4 and 3, the bigger one is 4. The sign of the bigger integer is plus. So we have put it here plus. So one thing is you have to subtract, and after that you have to find the bigger integer sign, and the result must have the sign of the bigger integer. That's it. And next is about edit inverse. So whenever we have two numbers, if the result is 0, we call that both numbers as the additive inverse of each other. And next thing is subtraction of integers. So basically how to subtract two integers. So subtracting integer, in the case of subtracting negative integer, we have to move right side in the number line. In the case of subtracting positive integer, you have to move left side of the number line, students. So simply one thing you have to remember is in the case of subtraction, we can replace it by addition. So by subtracting an integer, instead of subtracting a negative integer or the subtracting an integer, what you can do is find the additive inverse of that integer which you want to subtract, and add the additive inverse of the adding the additive inverse of that integer to the another integer. That is the simple thing you have to do, students. So instead of subtracting any integer, you can add the additive inverse of that integer. So then in the case of addition, you know how to add two integers now. That simple process will be followed. So finally our chapter is completed, our summary is also completed, students. Hope you have understood well. So don't forget to subscribe Sreenath Academy. Please like and share our videos, and follow on Instagram and join our Telegram channels. Have a nice day. Keep smiling. Bye bye, students.